Tesla shares are slumping after yesterday's Investor Day. Here to give the vibe check from Tesla's Investor Day is Yahoo Finance's Brad Smith. Brad.
Yeah, the vibe wasn't good. Simply put here, take a look at shares here on the day. They're moving lower by about 7%, and that's off of some of the session lows. And this comes after Tesla's Investor Day when there were details significantly lacking here. And, you know, one thing that I particularly think about with this vibe check and giving it a bad vibe from the Investor Day was the recollection of these pauses that you would hear from the Tesla management when they would announce something that at any other type of investor day might get met with a round of applause or a cheer from the crowd or the investors that was there. That was absent at Tesla's Investor Day. So here are a few things that I noted within this particular Investor Day. Number one, and the reasons behind this bad vibe check. Number one, top of that list, investors, they expected new vehicles, not mystery machines at the end of the day. That's just what they got. They got two vehicles that were essentially cloaked over and teased, but no indication of price, no indication of timeline and when they might be announced. However, we did just get confirmation that there would be next generation vehicles. It's just unclear, unless you wanted to go and trace out the silhouette, exactly what that could come in the form of. So that was one of the dings. Also, the master plan. It was really more indicative of some of the problem statements that they were seeking to solve for. They talked about what they would like to produce. The EV front, they would like to get to 20 million EVs per year. And then the electrified economy was another major talking point of their own. And they want to get to that electrified economy through end use efficiency. But this is going to come with a major dollar figure investment. $10 trillion manufacturing investment is what they're earmarking and what was disclosed at the investor event from Tesla. 3 on the list here. Yeah, you had noticeable management and succession plan omissions. Because at the end of the day, yes, everyone knows that Elon Musk is Elon Musk. He is a major marketing engine. He is exactly the type of figurehead behind a company in Tesla and is brilliant. Nobody's going to knock him for that, but it still comes back to how he's spending his time at the end of the day. He just acquired for his own right Twitter, and you could debate the price tag on that all you want, but still, considerable portion of time going to Twitter, considerable portion of time going to SpaceX and other elements, even making sure that people are able to get their vehicles through these underground tunnels if they acquire a Tesla one day or any vehicle and be able to get them from point A to point B in a much faster capacity than traveling on a highway. All of these ambitious goals, they mean that the timelines for some of them, and especially for Tesla investors, might get pushed back. And then lastly here as well, full self-driving. This, in my opinion, could benefit from a PR team, and notably, Tesla does not have one. In fact, they have been known not to have a broad marketing engine, and in fact, I've said in the past, and Elon Musk has said this himself, he is essentially the company's marketing engine, his Twitter account. And so with all of that in mind, and how much more further full self-driving and the details for everyday individuals, as well as those potential consumers and existing Tesla owners who are looking to opt into that $15,000 buy-in for that full self-driving, which, by the way, is not really full self-driving. It's just their autopilot engagement there. At the end of the day, this could use a little bit more of the clarity that a lot of end consumers and investors are going to need in order for them to believe in the full mission of Elon Musk and the executive team. And we'll see exactly who else he puts around him to perhaps give us a sense of who might be leading Tesla on many of these missions in the future.
And Brad, the stock right now is down more than 6%. What does Tesla need to do to reel investors back in?
That's a great question. I think over the course of this year, and as some analysts have pointed out, some of the move higher in Tesla has been the reaction of a potential short squeeze that was initiated earlier on. However, even with this move lower here today, it's very clear that there were a lot more questions and less of the granular details about traceable roadmaps going forward from here, where a lot of the investors could actually benchmark and grade some of the steps forward that Tesla is taking. Because at the end of the day, yes, we would all like to have some of the ambitious goals actually seen go to fruition that Tesla has set forward of a much cleaner energy use grid, the ability to make sure that we're also able to have a larger network infrastructure for charging electric vehicles. And so as that continues to ramp up and as investors get some of those questions answered, perhaps that will be reflected in the share price. But this was one that really created more questions than perhaps answers at the end of the day.
Thank you, Brad.